I'm very excited to be here. I'm excited to see so many people who are willing to come out and stand up for the principles that this country was founded upon. A couple weeks back, I witnessed Congress pass a healthcare takeover.
There we go.
Better?
Better, yeah.
Congress passed a healthcare takeover, and I witnessed the Democrats on the House floor chant Obama's campaign slogan, "Yes, we can." It's time for us to stand up and tell this radical administration, no, you can't. No, you can't. You can no longer take our freedoms away. You can no longer trample the Constitution. You know, a lot of people believe that rights are given to us by governments, or that they're even given to us by the Constitution with its Bill of Rights. But I believe, as Thomas Jefferson wrote in the Declaration of Independence, that the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness was given to us by the Creator. It's the very purpose of government, and it's the very purpose of the Constitution to protect those rights that were given to us. We hear a lot of talk about the First Amendment, and I'm glad that we can come out and we can exercise our protected right to speech. We hear a lot about the Second Amendment, which allows us to protect ourselves, to keep and bear arms. But there's another amendment to the Constitution that should get a lot more attention than what it currently is, and that's the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment says that the powers not specifically given to the federal government are reserved to the state governments. In 1798, Congress passed and the President signed into law the Alien and Sedition Acts, which unconstitutionally limited free speech. James Madison and Thomas Jefferson got together and they wrote the Virginia and Kentucky resolutions, which were passed by both of those states, which in part said, whensoever the general government assumes undelegated powers, its acts are unauthoritative, void, and of no force. You see, Congress can't just do whatever they want to do. They're bound by the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution lays out the specific powers of Congress. In there, you won't find anything about bailing out failing car companies, or bailing out failing banks, or stimulating the economy. Congress simply does not have that rightful authority. The Constitution was designed and set in place to protect freedom and to protect us from an overreaching federal government. The founders knew that power corrupts, and they set up a decentralized system of government that dispersed power throughout the states. The state governments are a check on the federal system. We hear about the three branches of government with checks and balances. The state governments are also a check that we need to pay a lot more attention to. The federal government exists to serve the combined interest of the states. The founders' vision was that the state governments would have the vast majority of political power and that the feds would have very little. And that's not what we're seeing today, unfortunately. Congress is overreaching their constitutional rights, and it's time for good Americans like us to stand up and to say, no, we're not going to let this happen any longer. I'm very happy to be able to tell you today that there are currently efforts in 41 states to push back against Obama's healthcare takeover. The very purpose of government, the very purpose of the Constitution is to protect freedom. And that's what the 10th Amendment is set there for. Freedom is important. It brings about advances in technology and science. It gives us longer life, a greater standard of living, and it also gives us prosperity and the wherewithal to help others that need it. When we take away freedom, we take away our ability to reach out and have the ability to help others with our prosperity. As mentioned, I'm Lepich with the Missouri Sovereignty Project. The Missouri Sovereignty Project's mission is to bring attention to the 10th Amendment, to really highlight it, and to ask current legislators in the state government and candidates to sign our pledge saying that they will uphold and defend our 10th Amendment rights. We currently have 1,500 members. 70 current state lawmakers have signed our pledge. 52 candidates have signed. I hope that you'll join the Missouri Sovereignty Project in our efforts. You can sign up on our sign-up sheets over here, or you can also reach us at our website at MOSov.org. It's now my distinct privilege and honor to introduce to you our next speaker. Dr. Dan Brown is the current representative of the 149th District. He's a great conservative. He has, as a representative, signed our pledge saying that he will uphold and defend our 10th Amendment rights. He's a lifetime member of the NRA, a pro-life, strong conservative, and also he's running for Senate, and he is willing to sign and recommit himself to the protection of the 10th Amendment. So I'd like to ask him to come up here and sign